Hello, it's me Vic Piano, and for today I'm going to show you something special. Now for today I'm going to show you chords, tried chords, simple tried chords, you can know. So I'm going to show you simple tried chords. I'll try to be fast on this one. So what are tried chords or trade chords? Any of it? Traid. Now these are chords that can be played with 3 notes. They are formed with 3 notes. They are only made up of 3 notes out of a major scale. So you understand? So anytime you see someone play a chord and he's using only 3 fingers, just know that it's a tried chord. So you understand? First of all, what is a chord? A chord is a combination of 2 or more notes. So if you combine 2 notes, it makes up a chord. Like you can call this a chord. You can call this a chord. So 2 or more notes, we have 2, 3, 4. But for today, we are going to deal on tried chords. Now tried chords are 3 note chords. 3 note chords. So 3 note chord applies both from your left and your right. So each of it, these are 3 note chords. Now any chord you see that the 3 notes are called tried chords. Now inside that tried chord, there are different types of tried chord. So the first type of tried chord, we have the first one, which is major chord. The second one will have minor chord, and the third one will have diminished chord. So I'll go again: major chord, the first one; the second one, minor chord; and the third one, which is diminished chord. So I'm going to give you formulas for each of these chords. Now, what is a major chord? A major chord is a chord that's gotten from a major scale. So eventually, if you don't know what a scale is, there's a problem here, because you need to know what scales are, especially a major scale, for you to be able to identify this chord. So a major chord is a chord gotten from a major scale, whereby none of the notes associated with the chord are being flattened or sharpened. I've already talked about what flat means, going back or going, and sharp means going forward, flat means coming back. So let's say if we have C, for example, that makes up this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you understand? So if this is a major chord, there is no one we sharpened, and there's no one we flattened. There's no one we sharpened, and there's no one we flattened. So it's just there. None of the notes are sharpened or flattened. Now, the formula for major chord, you have to pay attention to this, very important. Formula for major chord is your root, which is your 1, 3, 5. Root 3, 5. Remember what your root is. Your root is your destination you're working from. So when you choose a destination, then you get the major scale. So let's say if we are working, the formula is root 3, 5. Your root is also your 1. So if we are working with F, for example, this is F, for example, you now have to get the major scale of F first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Then now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Before you can now get the major chord. That major chord, you can now say root 3, 5. So you understand? It's only on those notes that are found in a major scale that you're using to get this. Don't go and do roots. You go and play any note like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You notice that these notes are not among, so don't go and play them. They are only for those, because a major chord does not, a major triad chord does not, you don't have to flatten or sharpen any notes. Now let's see for B. If you're going for B, okay, for B, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You now have root 3, 5. So that's it for a major chord. That's a major triad chord. Then you can now play them with both hands. So you can have, so you do something like this. This for C, this for C sharp, this for D, this is for D sharp, this is E, this is F, this is F sharp, this is G. So anytime this is G sharp, this is A, this is B, okay, A, this is A sharp, this is B, then you come back to C. Very, 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 very simple. Okay, now go straight to the next one. The next one is your minor chord, and the formula for your minor triad chord, that's your minor chord, is your root flat 3 and 5. Root flat 3 5. Now if this is key C, let's say we want to work on C, you now have your root tone tones, semitone, tone semitone, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. These are the major scale of C. Now if you now have roots, it means you're not counting 1 2 3. Key E is the third note of your major scale in key C. So root flat 3. So since E is 3, and to get the formula for the minor chord is flat 3, root flat 3. You can't go and play 3. You have to flat it, flat 3. You're going back by a semitone. So flat 3, you now check which note is nearest to it when you're moving backward, because you're going backward by a semitone, so you're moving just once. And the nearest note is D sharp. So root flat 3 5. So this is how you get a minor chord. You're only flattening your 3. If it's a major chord, you just play root 3 5. You're not flattening anything. But minor chord, you're not playing root flat 3 5. Let's take from that key. This is F major chord. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Major scale formula. Then you now get your major chord root 3 5. Your minor chord root flat 3 5. Flat 3. This is 3 flat 3. If you're sharpening your 3, you go like this. But if you're flattening it, you're coming back by a semitone. So this applies for all. Remember to do everything with your both hands. Okay, now this is for C sharp, C minor. Applies on all. D major chord, D minor chord. Now you have to do that for all keys. That is how you get a minor chord. So you root flat 3 5. So eventually, if you're able to get a major chord, you can get a minor chord. So you see how it moves. If you can get a major chord perfectly, you can get a minor chord perfectly. Then the next one is your diminished chord. Diminished chord. Now the formula for your diminished chord is your root flat 3 flat 5. Diminished chord is also gotten from your major scale, but here we are going to flatten. We are going to play the root, the one of your major scale. You're now going to flatten the third note of your major scale. You're now going to flatten the fifth note of your major scale. So you see. Now this is the original major scale 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You understand? Now if this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, this is 1 2 3 4 5. So 3 5. This is major chord. Remember, you're not flattening anything your major chord. Your minor chord, you're flattening your 3, while your 5 remains. While your diminished chord, you're flattening your 3 and your 5, both by a semitone. Understand? Let's go for F. This is F major chord. You flatten your 3, flatten your 3. F minor chord, flatten your 3 and your 5. F diminished chord. This is D major chord, you flatten your 3. D minor chord, flatten your 5. D diminished chord. So this applies on all keys, all keys, all keys, all keys. So you apply it on all keys. Please make sure you apply on all keys, because our next lecture, after this, like subsequent next video, I'm going to show you how to convert scales of a chord to scales of a major notes of a major scale to chords. And if you don't know all these chords, it's going to affect you. So make sure you practice well before you move. So I'll show you major chord, I'll show you how to get minor chord, I'll show you how to get diminished chord on all keys. Okay, so you can rehearse that. Try to rehearse that on all keys, or rehearse that on all keys. Know the major chord and minor chord and diminished chord on all keys. So you understand? You can take each key per day, or you can take 2 keys per day or 3 keys a day, 3 keys a day. This should run for 1 week. Okay, now this is another thing I'm going to show you. There's something called diminished chord. There's something called chord inversion. Chord inversion is playing a chord in another way. But first of all, let me show you. There's what's called finger placement. Now this is your finger. So you have your 1 2 3 4 5. You have your 1 2 3 4 5. you get 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Very good. Now finger placement. What is finger placement? Finger placement, placing your right finger. Now if you're playing a triad chord, your first note, this always plays the first note associated with the chord. This always plays the second note associated with the chord. This always plays the third note associated with the chord. No matter the chord, as far as it's a triad chord that had only 3 notes, these I played first note, second note, third note of either a major chord, minor chord, or diminished chord. So this is major chord, this is minor chord, this is diminished chord. Major chord, minor chord, diminished chord. Then on this hand, this last finger plays the first note, your second finger plays the second note, while your first finger plays the last note. So see, on all diminished chord. Very simple. Now these are the general universal way of applying your finger placement, but if you discover any other means easy for you, you can use it. The rules can be broken. Like I can play with my 3 hands, I can do something like this. See, now I'm using 3 fingers, I didn't actually do like this, but I'm just giving you a proper way so that you can, you know, when you're teaching somebody, you can also pass the knowledge the right way, so that person, you know the right thing before you start improvising. Now finally, I'm going to be very fast about this. I'm going to talk about there's what's called inversions. Inversions here. Yeah, inversions. Now what are inversions? Inversions are playing the same thing in another way. That means of an inversion, playing the same thing in another way. Let's say if you're boiling water, for example. If you're using water, you want to drink water, you can either drink it hot or cold, but the fact remains that it is water. It does not change to another thing. You understand? So let's say if this is C, this is a major chord, for example. You can play this major chord in 2 different ways, because we have first inversion and second inversion. So each chord, either a major, minor, or diminished chord, can be played in 2 different ways, apart from the root version. This is the root version, the original way, where you go from root 3 5, root flat 3 5, root flat 3 flat 5. When you have the root original, it's called the root version of the chord. Then you cannot play it another way to add spice. That's what inversion does, it adds spice. So instead of playing like this, I can actually play something like this. This is an inversion. You understand? So let's say root 3 5. Now we have 2 types of inversion. We have the first and the second inversion. Now I'm going to give you the formula for these 2 types of inversion. The first inversion, the formula for getting the first inversion is you hold your chord, whatever chord it is. Let's say this is a major chord. This is a major chord. Now you move this first note associated with the major chord, or you move the first note associated with the chord, whatever the chord is, to the extreme, to the nearest right. So you see, to the nearest right. So if you remove C, where will you see this key again in your nearest right? You see it here. Good. So let's say this is it. You move this key to the nearest right to get your first inversion. So you move your root note to the nearest right, which is this, then you play. So now to get the second inversion, you move this other key that is now the root note to the nearest right again. You now move it. Where can you see this key? This key E, you move it here. So you have this. So you have second inversion, this is first inversion, this is your root position, your root chord, your root mode, you understand? So root, first, second. These are the C major chord, C major chord, C major chord. Very simple. So you can decide to play this as C major chord, you can decide to play this as C major chord, you can decide to play this as C major, depending on how you feel. But for your level, I think you should focus more on the root position for now. Then eventually, when you start getting advanced, you can now start splitting, trying to play on different inversions, so you don't get yourself all caught up. Now, this applies to any other key, any other chord. If this is C minor chord, you move C. You move the first note associated with the chord to the. You look for the nearest, where it is located in the nearest right. This is C is here, so you move this guy here, so you're playing this. You move this guy for you to get the second inversion. You move this guy, it now becomes the first note to the nearest right, which is here. So you have this. Very simple. This is F major chord. The same thing, you move. This is your F. You move it to the nearest right, which is here. So you have one. You move this to the nearest right, which is here. You have another one. So second inversion, first inversion, root position. This is your diminished chord, for example. The same thing. You move this to the nearest right. You move this to the nearest right. You move this to the nearest right, which is here. So you have this. They are all the same thing, just that they are played in another way, but it's still the same thing. So you understand? So if you play C major chord and you play C major chord first inversion and C major chord second inversion, it's the same thing. Don't go and play them at different chords, they are the same thing, just that they have a different feel. So depending on the kind of feel you want. So this applies for both major, minor, and diminished chord. That is what an inversion is. So to get your first inversion, like I told you, you remove your first note, take it to the nearest right position. To get your second inversion, you move the note that now becomes the root note, you move it, take it. So you can only do this for 2 times. Okay, now that's it. Now your assignment, try to practice, try to master the major chord, diminished chord, minor chord on the 12 keys. Then if you still have a lot of time, you can now master the inversions of all chords on the 12 keys. It's quite taxing, but it's worth it. Alright, I'm gonna see you next time. Take care.